But it really could go so much further, because if we just look at Dragon Ball, Lucifero is, I would say, analogous to Demon King Piccolo. The way them niggas coming out is very similar. Like, yo, this nigga untouchable, except by, like, sacrificing your life to kill this nigga. Then Goku beat him, and you like, oh, where'd he go from? Oh, very easy. That nigga was actually bitch made. Like, straight the fuck up.
Did you know Yami was actually the weakest person from where he's from?
He was a fisherman, not a trained swordsman. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like, Yami's actually bitch made out here. Like,
right?
They got angels, gods, and then the Dryad just proved that they're like gods, right? They got all types of stuff. Dwarves, like you said. And if dwarves exist, what about giants? Man, yeah. And it seemed like they going off Norse mythology. So we got Valhalla. There's all types of stuff they could do.
We must pay homage to him.
So I'm like, I don't know.
I trust
it's
this
a good
nigga.
point. But I mean, we needed, to be honest, as a series, we needed questions like these to just keep the story going. Because like we just need that mechanism as far as like the next arc goes. Because we could argue from the beginning of Black Clover that the demons were like the overall end villain.
100%.
So with them getting dropped, it's now like question marks.
And I thought we were almost concluded with, like, I was even more surprised that they let Lucifero out. I thought we were going to kind of, like, stop there. But then when he came out, I'm like, oh, now you guys are really, like, you guys are going Dragon Ball Z level with how you're going to build this power system. Because you forcing them to beat Lucifero is going to be a big statement for one or multiple people. It has to be. I mean, you beat the king of demons. Like... Where the fuck do y'all go from here?
And Asta only 16. You feel me? Like, what will this nigga be doing when he grown?
Right, and the work him and Yuno put in, like compared to the captains, like there's gonna be a lot of questions coming back home. Like the Black Bull Power Rangers put in almost captain level work too.
But it really could go so much further, because if we just look at Dragon Ball, Lucifero is, I would say, analogous to Demon King Piccolo. The way them niggas coming out is very similar. Like, yo, this nigga untouchable, except by, like, sacrificing your life to kill this nigga. Then Goku beat him, and you like, oh, where'd he go from? Oh, very easy. That nigga was actually bitch made. Like, straight the fuck up.
Did you know Yami was actually the weakest person from where he's from?
He was a fisherman, not a trained swordsman. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like, Yami's actually bitch made out here. Like, they got angels, gods, and then the Dryad just proved that they're like gods, right? They got all types of stuff. Dwarves, like you said. And if dwarves exist, what about giants? Man, yeah. And it seemed like they going off Norse mythology. So we got Valhalla. There's all types of stuff they could do.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely like a lot of layers for this to go into the next direction. It's just like, what statements are we going to make after we beat Lucifero? So like, where is the power system going to lie after that's done?
Right.
And then what's next? Those are like my biggest things, because like the word demon, like pretty much after they defeated him, you could say they pretty much resolved the Clover Kingdom storyline, because the Clover Kingdom's big thing was that whole like, not necessarily the word demon, but that big old demon coming back and doing some shit or whatever. So I feel like they kind of resolved whatever the fuck's going on with the Clover Kingdom, and then this Spade Kingdom thing just got introduced from left field. So I really am interested to see where they're gonna take it. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. Like, I'm surprised this fight's still going on, but
so long.
I
guess they wanted to make a real movie of it. Like,
I'm telling you,
because I'm like, bro, if the movie don't go from, I mean, it has to, because where they stopped was right when Asta learns Devil Union. So the movie is going to go from Asta pulling up with Devil Union to this. That's not that much if you think of it in the terms of a movie.
Oh, you could definitely do a movie because like Magna's own thing could be its real contained, like 15-minute scene, 10-minute scene in a movie. Like,
bro, they always add in extra animation. I want to see them really have Magna work this thing, bro. Like, that's gonna be cool.
Because it builds to that climax. Like, this whole arc is really like, you know, you can definitely condense it down in a movie. I feel that, like, from landing all the little fights that went on, there wasn't too many, and then they were all fairly quick. So really, it's just the animation to hype those up, and then closing that off with this Lucifero battle. I think that could be decent. At least to give people closure until they're ready to start the anime again. I feel like this is what the anime only niggas need to see. Mm-hmm. At least to give them some like something to argue more with the other motherfuckers.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got on Black Clover. Any other like call outs for that? Or interesting topics y'all want to discuss?
No, just
as it relates to Black Clover.
I just got in general question is like, where do y'all think Black Clover is heading towards? Like, what do they do after this? Like, so I got two big questions that I wonder, right? Mm-hmm. Question one, after this ends, is the king of a nation. Surely he won't just be like, fuck responsibility, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go be a Magic Knight. That's one issue. Second issue, I wonder, is Liebe, right? Like, we know that, like, how is the strongest demon determined? Well, that's determined by whichever nigga whoop a nigga. Yeah, Liebe, right. If this nigga kills Lucifer, like, did he just whoop that nigga? Do we now have another king who has to go rule some shit? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The Clover Kingdom. These niggas clearly saw Julius Novachrono turn to a 13-year-old in front of their eyes. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Diamond Kingdom. Them niggas been in some shit, and they last little leader after all they wild shit just happened, just had his forehead turned into a demon and got packed out by some black bulls. So it's like we got a whole bunch of leaderless to new leaderless nations going around here. I think either they going to have to combine and coalesce, and then that's going to lead into an external nation, threatening their sovereign borders. Those are the storylines I think are coming up next.
No, I think that's completely fair. It could pretty much follow the FT timeline almost exactly if you think about it in a sense, where it's like the whole nation literally has to come out a whole to defeat the next threat, which would make sense, especially because of the power scale. Because they have to continuously do that for like literally any kind of shonen or battle anime in the first place. So it's like, how do you get stronger than Lusa effing Pharaoh? You get a whole effing nation of like Lusa effing Pharaohs or something like that. Right. So like you're gonna get the whatchamacallit, what do they call themselves? The Spriggan 12, like in FT. Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch of strong mother effers, which is gonna require everyone getting big up, because of how many characters are now literally insignificant as far as power, which is sad to say, but we're pretty much talking about the whole Clover captains, more or less.
And that's what's like weird to me, because it's like, all right, I'm trying to pull up the map right now. So it just looks like the Clover Kingdom is pretty much a giant island, right? Mm-hmm.
So, wait, are you talking about the Clover Kingdom, or like the actual land itself, like the whole deck land,
with all the card games? Right. There's like 3, and it seems to basically be some sort of an island with this rift in between. I'm just like, yo, this demon thing seems to be such a big threat to this part of the world. If the world is bigger, what threats are out there in terms of like not only just a nation, but like why did the demons care so much about this piece of land if the world was so big? You know what I mean? Like what would be next for Lucifero if he won this battle? You know what I mean? I feel like it wouldn't stop there, right? Like if the world is big.
True.
So I'm very curious. I think I align with like Player 5's theory of like they're probably going to do some sort of fusion of a nation type thing, and then a bigger threat comes up. But I feel like how I felt when I watched like 7 Deadly Sins, where like when each arc ended, I was like, y'all really could end the story here, or you guys could go somewhere else. But I have no clue where somewhere else is right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited about that. I think that's actually good story writing, because it's like, whatever they introduce, I'm like, huh? Oh, okay. And like, where are the witches in that world? Yeah. Like Vanessa's clan?
Yeah.
They're in that same
Witches
area,
Forest.
Right?
They're
Okay.
I think
the Witches Forest is on the border of like or no, I think it's actually like right inside of that little, the rift place with all the wild shit in it.
That makes sense.
So in there somewhere like near People's, the Witches Forest. I think that they new capital going to be Homage Village. They're going to turn that into the capital because it's right in the middle of this big ass landmass.
They ain't gonna do that. That'd be wild. I'd be very surprised. I mean, I still feel like that whole social economic prejudice is still there. So if they end up doing that, that'd be mad interesting. But the king is still alive, right?
We have people the from every ounce of the kingdom are fucking with Asta, right? Basically, you got all the people that matter: the head of House Silver, the head of House Vermilion. And then, like, all of their kids fuck with you.
Right.
The only nigga you have to try and convince is King Kira Clover. Where it's like, look, nigga.
Dumbass.
Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could be finessed, especially once the whole city do. I think they got the clout and enough turmoil to fix shit together. Right? Because we could just easily be like, well, Undyne is with, what's that bitch? Silver chick. Noel, and we were like, oh well, it's president that the person who's with the water spirit is our heart queen. We could easily say, well, she's already royal, let's make her the heart queen. Most of the kingdom fuck with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's already set up to be like, let's bring these niggas together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Diamond Kingdom has been destroyed, but some of their strongest mages and smartest people
Asta.
all fuck with Asta heavy, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like,
but see, that's
go ahead.
My thing on it is just like that next level. So like if they do fuse, my thing is that the Clover Kingdom runs so deep in terms of like the characters we know and the powers, and he didn't build that for the other areas. Maybe you could argue the Diamond King, but like the strongest niggas in the Spade Kingdom, dead. they got shitted on. And then the Heart Kingdom, he made them look like bum bitches. Besides Gaja, and even Gaja is still kind of like, eh. So I feel like if we do a coalition, there's going to be another arc of like, oh, let's make these, like, let's build up the power systems in these other areas so that it all, like, we're not always pulling from the Clover Kingdom in these fights.
And I mean, I think that's easy to do. We've seen in the Black Clover world that all you have to do to get powerful is either A, find a new system that can rapidly increase your power, or B, grind really fucking hard for a couple days and like you'll probably get there.
A couple days.
You know what I'm saying? So like I have no issue with building niggas up to whatever level you need. Like I watch niggas go from I can't even compete with a demon to being able to box Lucifero in 3 days. Literally 3 days they trained to fight Lucifero. So if Asta can go from not being able to be a demon to boxing with Lucifero, anybody can do it, bro. Just hard work.
Yeah, we're entering Dragon Ball Z level, Turrico level of hype and scale.
That's
after
true.
This arc. That's all I'm gonna say.
You're right.
Like that's gonna be crazy.